Hello, my fellow escapists, and welcome back. This is going to be the first of other stories from my past heavy substance abuse, Tales from the Descent. I'd like to once again apologize for my lack of content in the past months. I've been moving out of state, so it's been a handful, but now I'm all set and I'm ready to ramble a bunch of nonsense into your ears. So, I used to be a heavy drug user for a period. I took an easy way out from grief, hence the passing of my former partner, by indulging in even worse drug use than I already was. Entitlement is a way to put it. I thought I had the right to get high and screw around in life because I had something bad happen to me, when there's plenty of people who've experienced the same without the resort of such links. My childhood was pretty rough, to say the least. Abuse and trauma kind of set the tone of being an unstable personality. As I've said previously though, you can make excuses and ruin your life further, or you can accept the past and better yourself today. So enough of the wishy-washy. It was spring of 2020 and I had indulged in codeine promethazine cough syrup. I had also combined it with my prescription insomnia medication called Ambien, leading me to become more brain dead than I already am. I went out with some friends that night and blacked out on multiple occasions leading up to being alone in a dark house. Some of the events are choppy in memory from how zooted off the beans I was, so bear with me as I piece together as chronologically as I can, since most of this is pure assumption of my thought processes at the time. I looked around and noticed that this place was pretty loaded. Being the criminal scumbag that I was, I saw opportunity in this. This motherfucker got a laptop, some microphones, an Xbox, a few TVs, stereo, everything. I already knew what time it was. We're going robbing. I picked up as much of the goods as I could and stumbled my ass across the dark room. I must have fell asleep before I could even exit through the door, because I woke up the next day with a headache and looked at my surroundings. I was laying in the floor of my basement with an Xbox and other things laid beside me. I quickly came to the realization that I was in my own house and robbed myself. Congratulations, dumbass. I immediately got up and put some of the stuff that I had taken from myself back where it's supposed to be, and I kind of just chilled out. I wasn't the type to take substances every single day, though most days I did. I would typically binge until I felt like I needed to settle down for a day or two, but it was only a day or two and I'd be right back at it. I didn't like being sober at all back then because I couldn't stand the grief. I thought it was a smart idea to run away from the inevitable, healthy process of going through the stages of grief. So like I said, I would just postpone the inevitable and I would run away from it. But you can't run away forever. You're eventually gonna have to feel that shit. You have to let it happen, and it passes. You may feel it for the rest of your life, but it definitely lessens over time for those who go through grief and feel the need to escape it. And it doesn't always have to be the loss of someone completely. It doesn't always have to be a death. It could be grieving a relationship for those of you who have gone through a breakup and it made you depressed, or just generalized depression. It can cause people to want to escape, but the best way to go through it is to face it. And for those of you that have depression, it's therapy is very important, meditation is very important. There are better and healthier coping mechanisms besides hard drug use to get through these things. And for those of you who are struggling with drug addiction or anything like that, just know that there's always someone there that cares about you, and even if you feel like there isn't, you can find people that care about you. Never give up. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great night.